Learn to look at life as logically as possible so you can look through the logical and the emotional lens of reality. And so what happens when you look at it logically first is that you build a framework for your life, and you can deal with facts, and you can deal with the concreteness of reality, and you can start to structure your life in that way. And that's going to allow you to solve problems, and that's going to allow you to find solutions through facts and reality. And then you can start to implement your emotional lens, which is a lot more gray area. There's not always a perfect answer when you have an emotional, situation to deal with, okay? And so once you have your logical foundation built out and your emotional reality kind of blends into it, then you have a reality that is a complete picture. Next, when talking to someone, start from the big picture. And then you want to work your way into the details, and that's going to make you an effective communicator. Next, identify where you are currently. Think about all the things that matter to the big picture of your life right now, and be brutally honest and accurate with who you are. Okay? So think about all of the things that are big picture, and you want to think about everything that's affecting you right now. So there is going to be some things in your life maybe that you kind of want to keep hidden, that you don't want to reveal to yourself, but they are important. They are part of you, okay? And so the sooner that you can confront those and you can label those, you can go, okay, this is me. Now I have identified that this is a problem. I've labeled it, and then I can start working towards a solution. So kind of bring those things out of the shadows if you have those things you're dealing with. Next, okay? Find a person you want to be like and work to mold yourself in that image. Think, who do I watch the most? Who do I observe the most? Who do I want to be like the most? And try your best to be like them. Okay, try to emulate them. Try to, make your life more in the direction of them so you can kind of make your life better. Next, stimulation is activation of your brain. Utilize stimulation to your advantage for things like learning, okay? So when we think of stimulation is like things are going on in our brain, things are going on in our body. What stimulation is it's neurons in your brain are connecting and they're firing stronger. More stimulation means your neurons are firing stronger. So if you do something like you think and you write and you read, okay, all three of those are reinforcing actions, which are going to make those neurons fire stronger, which is going to make you learn faster. So do more things that are relative to learning, stimulation, or learning about that specific topic. Okay? Next, if nobody was watching you and the world was yours, what could you accomplish? Only allow your mind to worry about the result. Don't worry about the pressure. Okay? So what would you do? What would be the things that you would go out and do if you just had the world to yourself? Okay, if you didn't have to deal with other people's fear, with other people's doubt, without other people putting certain things into your mind, what would you do? Okay, so think about it like that. Think about what results you want from that. Next, when you put theory into real life, you have to test a lot of little mini theories to get the best results. So because life will dilute your theories and it will make them less perfect when you implement them, which is why you need a lot of theories, okay? And you need them from someone reliable. And I will always want you to make progress and become successful, okay? Next, you only have to reach 80% for the goals that you want to accomplish, okay? So 80%, you're very, very close to 100%. You don't always have to be perfect in every single thing that you do. Nothing needs to be 100% perfect, okay? When you just go to this 80%, it's like you did it and you committed some time to it. And then there are the people who go for perfection, which is 100%, and they commit so much time, so much energy to it to try to get to that 100%. Okay, the gap between 80 and 100% is this, it's minimal. But the amount of time it takes to get from 80% to 100% is huge, okay? Next, ego is the root of all problems not being solved. When your ego gets in the way, you have to recognize that your ego is getting in the way, that your your personal feelings of this or that, or that you want to own it or whatever, that is what's getting in the way of solving a problem. You're like, I don't want to take responsibility for something, or that this problem hasn't been solved yet. That is your ego, okay? Just assume the responsibility, assume the task at hand, and then you can go solve it. So subordinate that ego so you don't have to sit there and try to point fingers and blame people. And even if it wasn't your fault, look, you can just say, you know what? That was my fault. Now let's go solve the problem, okay? And then what happens when at that moment when you just take the responsibility, even if it wasn't your fault, you can go, you know what? I 100% believe that was my fault. Now we're gonna go solve the problem. And guess what? It's not like your life is ruptured because you took blame, because you took responsibility and started moving towards a solution, okay? So subordinate that ego so you can get things done. Next, find the pattern that works best and stick with it, okay? Find your patterns, figure out your pattern recognition, and then stick with it. Find those certain things in your life that are that good, that benefit you that much, that give you that much good information, and then stick with them, okay? Next, recognize and find patterns, okay? This is similar. Watch the same things happen over and over again. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna make you excellent at predicting the future. When you can recognize that this has happened and it happens again and it causes this, and you can see that pattern building up over and over and over, you're going to get really good at predicting the future. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna make it so that you can solve problems before they even happen, or you know the solution before it even happens, okay? And when you become really good at predicting the future, you become really good at a lot of things. Next, take notes on everything that's beneficial to your life. Use it as your secret weapon, okay? You can always re-reference notes and certain little things that come up. And when you get to that moment where you find that note, and that note is that one thing that triggers in your brain, you go, okay, right, that's exactly what I needed then. It's exactly what I need now. And now I can just remember it, take action on it, and then I can move forward with my life in the way that, is beneficial, right? You want to have these notes. You want to have things laying around because it reminds you, jogs your memory. It helps you remember your past and your past problems and your past solutions and how you got there. So take notes on stuff and use it like it's your secret weapon. Next, train your body to move instinctually, okay? And train your mind for mental clarity, okay? You want your body to move in a way that's just completely subconscious. It's automatic, okay? And when you do that, you're gonna perform at an extremely high level, okay? And when you train your mind for mental clarity, what's gonna happen is that your mind is moving in a way where you can make conscious thoughts happen quickly. You can make conscious decisions when unexpected things come up. And then your body is just going to be able to do all of the other automatic stuff super quickly, okay? And that is the optimized form of, of becoming a human for high performance standards, okay? Next, there are thousands of competitors you don't even know about. You are still at the starting line, and most people have finished the race. If you always feel like you are in last place, it becomes really, really hard to stay there. So we are always pushing for better. We are trying to become better. And so if you feel like you're in last place, even if you just have to tell yourself that, you know what, I'm behind, I haven't started yet, and these people have what I want, and I don't have it yet, you can feel like you're in last place, and that allows you to start moving quickly, because nobody wants to be in last place. If you don't like losing, you really don't like being in last place. Next, fantasizing is about being delusional. You're creating a reality in your head, or you're creating something in your head that it isn't quite real, okay? And this has to happen. You have to be able to fantasize about things in order to make things happen. But you want to control what you fantasize about very carefully, Because if you fantasize about the wrong thing, what's going to happen is it's going to build out this framework in your head of a reality that is not real. And you don't want to do that, right? You want to create a fantasy that is helpful for your life. You don't want to create a fantasy that is negative for your life, okay? So be delusional about the right things, the things that make your life better long term, okay? Next, real desire comes from something you enjoy being taken away from you. So all the dopamine that you feel from desiring something and wanting it so bad, and then it being ripped away from you, is what creates the desire to have it back, okay? So you want to have a situation where something gets ripped away from you that you really, really care about, and it's going to allow you to push. It's going to allow you to progress your life and get better and work towards getting that thing back. Okay, so be careful with what things you end up desiring. Okay, and this one ties into next, which is fake desire. Fake desire is when social pressure and ego want you to have something, okay? The foundation of that is not built to last. Social pressure is a situation where you have certain cues in your environment that are telling you, I need to have this or I need to have that. When in reality, that is fake desire. You just want to fit in or you just want to feel a certain way, okay? Don't allow that fake desire to dictate your reality, okay? Real desire comes from dopamine. It comes from drive. It comes from effort. And you want that kind of desire, not the fake kind of desire, okay? So build that internally. Build that real desire internally and don't allow it to just be some external thing that is dictated by other people. Okay? Next. Remember every time you allow an addiction to be a part of your life. So the moment that you step into something that is an addictive behavior, you want to remember it. You want to remember it before you step in. If you were to step into something like common, like nicotine or like alcohol, like something that you can go buy that is an addictive substance, remember it before you step into it. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you a leg up, okay? You always want to have that leg up on whatever is addicting or whatever's trying to, whatever's trying to almost like override you, okay? You want to have that leg up on it when it starts to get out of hand or something, and then you can put it in check, and then you can hold the line on your life. Next, write out your problems, okay? So you can see it from a detached perspective. So when you write out each of your problems, what it does is it allows you to go, okay, these are my problems, and now I can start looking in at them rather than looking out. Because looking out is a position of weakness, okay? You want to look from a position of strength. And a position of strength is looking down on something, okay? So look into your problems. Don't look out from your problems, okay? Find this detached perspective because it allows you to look at it from other situations. It allows you to look at it from, I'm not going to be alive in 100 years from now. What should I do now? What action should I take now? That's a detached perspective, okay? You want to make decisions from that place. Next. Detach from the outcome. Focus on perfecting the repetition, okay? So sometimes we get so caught up in trying to get the best, get the end result, get the best thing for us, and we get so attached to trying to sprint towards that and chase it that we end up losing our charisma in trying to get it, or our courage in trying to get it, and we end up losing in each little step towards it, and it just crumbles down, when instead you need to focus on building the repetition to get towards that thing, and it's going to start building you up. And so each time you pursue it, you get better and better and better and better. And that's what's going to get you the result.